Hello everyone, this is Jorge15, and I would like to say happy birthday or happy late birthday to the PSP. Yes, March 25th, 2005. I mean March 24th, 2005. This was the day when the PSP first came out. In my last video, I only gave you a demo of the PSP. Now, since it's the PSP's birthday, well, the March was its actual birthday the entire time, because that's the day when the PlayStation Portable 1000, or PSP 1, came out in the US, Europe. The PSP came out in Europe and in the US in March, I believe. Now, during this time, hackers already hacked the first firmware, the very first firmware ever released, and that was PSP System Software 1.0. 1.0 basically had no changes at all, and it was only released in Japan. However, the PSP did not get a system software update until it was released in North America, and that was 1.50. Now this included lots of patches from the 1.0, since the source code was leaked. And then this is how the PSP scene was created. Now I'm proud of this because one is that since the PSP's birthday month, that meant that in March the very first game was Ridge Racer, and that users can now could play the games. And what was interesting is that most users, but back then most people did not even know how to put stuff on the PSP, so that's why Sony created the how to use the PSP system, which I showed you in the previous video, in some of the videos, like PSP feature video, how to use the PSP system. Now, some of the information is kinda, how can I say it, not actually true, because I couldn't put any Windows Media audio on there at all. I couldn't put any AAC videos either. AVC, I don't know how to convert to that at all. So that means that you're basically watching the MP4 format of my video, which by the time I upload this video to YouTube, it will already be an MP4. Now back to the subject. The PSP was released in March 2005. This got everyone's attention because this is the first PlayStation system that would ever be portable. Many people thought, I thought that it was basically a port of the PS2, which is portable. But it really isn't, because I noticed a huge difference in the graphics and in the games themselves. I have noticed a huge difference because in the PS2 it's using the Emotion engine, which is actually different from the PSP. The PSP is a 7th gen console or handheld. This is actually Sony's, but I believe that this is not really Sony's first portable system. It's actually Sony's first portable system or handheld system released outside of Japan. Because if you remember the Pocket Station, that was never released outside of Japan, outside at all. That means the US never got to see it. Also, the GoCam was never released outside of Japan either, or Europe, but I managed to get my hands on one. You can buy them at Amazon or Play Asia. Yes, that's right. You can buy these now. So that means if Sony starts to notice these things outside of Japan and Europe, then they are definitely going to wonder why they never decided to release it. Though they do have plans to release a US version of the GoCam in the US, though it's unknown. So until then, import these. You're going to be happy, and you're also going to be able to make videos. If you were using a webcam but did not have great quality at all, then this is the best one you can buy. It records videos in AVI, which I actually convert to MP4, and then I use the videos, but they're all going to be recorded as a MOV. The names are going to be a MOV number, and what's good about this is that if you delete a video, it will actually keep track of which video you actually decided to use. Now, this may turn into more parts than what I thought, but all I wanted to say was just happy birthday to the PSP, even though this video is coming late. And in the month of April, that's when the PSP started to get more games. Though there were not very much games around that time, since the Nintendo DS came out before the PSP. The PSP came after the Nintendo DS. Now, Sony is not trying to actually, try to outrival Nintendo. They're trying to sell products of what they think will be outsold. PSP is mostly a multimedia device, which I'm very happy that we get the ability to put music, videos, and games. That's right, we get to put games on our PSP. Now this is unheard of because back then there was no way you could put games on your PSP back then. Now custom firmware users can put games on their PSP, which is very good because we have to buy the games for the PSP, and there are actually sites that will actually allow you to put games on their PSP, but it's kind of like going to GameStop and paying for them. Now, in the next video, I'm going to explain how they actually managed to get the PSP to the way it is today.